This is Gunut226 with another folding knife review. Today we're looking at the Humvee folding pocket knife. This set from Big5. Here they say unstoppable. So we'll see about that, I guess. Humvee's unstoppable. Alright, so that's their motto or logo, whatever you want to call it. And here's the serial number. Big5 Sporting Goods HMV-KC-2GT 2-piece knife set, black Tanto with the green handle. Lists for $29.99 if you can see that. Made in China. Of course. That's what we've come to expect with these lower cost knives. And we'll take a look at those and see how things work out for these guys. Anyway, basically why did start with that why did I buy this knife? Well, I bought these because if you look at them, they got the cool Tanto blade. Now I'm really like that blade shape. It's really quite nice. It's very effective for what I need to do, and the semi-serrated edge I'm not really thrilled with anymore. I more like the plain edge, but it's okay. What's the blade made out of? It doesn't really say. I couldn't find any information on these knives. I'm guessing it's maybe a 440 steel. I know a lot of stuff in China, lower cost stuff, is 440, lower grade 440 steel. So it's a Tanto blade, semi-serrated. It's a really quite a nice blade. I don't see any real issues with it. We take a up close look here. The camera will focus. You can see some machining marks on it. You can see the vertical striations on the blade, but you can't really. You can feel them slightly, but not a lot. I don't think it'll really affect the blade. The one thing that I did notice on these blades, the grind on it is not ideal. You can see all the angles on this one side, and this side's basically flat. So that is not an ideal blade. So I might have to reprofile this at some point. Right now, they're still pretty sharp. I wouldn't say they're super sharp out of the box, but they're okay. And same thing for this guy. You can still see. Camera to focus. You can see the machining marks, and you can see the grind is basically the same, flat on one side, and all the sharpness is on this side. So I don't know if we can see it from this angle. But yeah, that's not ideal. Now the speed on these guys, initially when I took them out of the box, they were extremely difficult to open. I was really struggling to get it open. Then I went in, I adjusted the pivot point. I haven't gone in and Loctited it yet. I've only carried these knives for a couple days, actually. I only carried it for a couple days. So it's not really extensive testing, but I don't think I really need to do extensive testing on these, since my opinion of them is not really high. So I did get it to open fairly well. So now the lockup suffers slightly. There is some side-to-side wiggle, but there's not really much up and down. Now, taking a look at the bushings that are in here. Yeah, we can take a look at the bushing, get the camera to focus, shoot a light in there. You can see in there, they are basically Teflon bushings in there on both sides. Actually, it's not Teflon. Upon closer inspection, definitely not phosphor bronze. I'm not really sure what kind of bushing that might be. Just the aluminum washer. I'm not really sure at this point. I thought they were Teflon, but no, that's not the case. That is definitely not a Teflon washer. It might just be a regular old aluminum metal washer. So that could have something to do with the speed as well. This guy really couldn't get to I couldn't get it to deploy very well. I made it really loose, but then the blade was just all over the place, and I didn't have confidence in it, so I didn't want to do that. You can see here the liner lock is going way into the blade already, so there's not much place for it to wear. So these are really low cost, really cheapy knives. You can see that there is an angle on the back of the blade where the liner goes, and there is a place for it to wear into, but tolerances that are held are so poor. It's just it's not good. Here, another problem that I have with this is the thumb stud. It's not really right in the right spot. It's too close to the handle to get your thumb in. To get a, you really got to press in, because there's not much gap here between the two. The larger one is slightly better, and it is a little bit easier to deploy, probably because it's just larger, and I do have it a little looser. Now you can see that this liner is actually a little bit better, and there's room for that liner lock to wear in. So I feel a little bit more comfortable with the larger one than the smaller one, in any case. But after only carrying it a couple days, if we can get this camera to focus here, you can see in there, if you can see it, that the it's already starting to wear on the back where the liner lock engages the blade. So it's a pretty cheap knife. I'm not really impressed with it at all. Let's take a quick look at the weight. The smaller one is, you can see, 1.8 ounces, and the larger is 2.4. So the weight is actually pretty decent, and probably one of the contributing factors to that is the handle material. Now the handle material, the green part here is plastic, and the black part is like a rubber material. And then we also have some liners in there that are not lightweighted at all, so that they could be actually a lighter weight, but they didn't really take any time whatsoever to do any lightweighting on this knife, on the liners, because of the low cost. Now when you put it in your hand, it feels okay. It's not that bad. The actual plastic that they have on here has a little bit of a grip to it, but the rubber inserts that are in here aren't much better than the actual plastic. You would think it would be, but it's really not. There's also no jimping here on the back, and it just feels kind of slick. And I would not feel comfortable using this in a tactical situation, because you're your hand doesn't really feel like it locks into this very well. So I'm not overly impressed with the small one. The bigger one is slightly better. It fits my hand a little bit more. Still no jimping, same traction, but I still wouldn't feel comfortable using this in a tactical situation. With that said, the clip design is very nice, which is another selling point why I acquired these. You can see it's got that really deep pocket carry. However, I attempted to carry these in my jeans, and this area, you can see in here, this area right here is a little bit too thin to really lock into the jeans effectively. But my slacks, they work just fine, because it's a much thinner material. It slides up in here, slides up in there without a problem. Other than that, the clip design held in my pants pretty well. Didn't have a problem with it falling out. Did its job. It is a deep carry when you can get it to clip onto your pants. So it's not really recommended for jeans use, or really thick material for your pants. So overall, I don't see these knives being extremely durable. I think they're very cheaply made. They're probably going to fall apart here pretty soon. If I were to carry this some more, I'd want to take this pivot out and Loctite it. As I carried it, it seemed to get looser. But then I had it tight, and I couldn't deploy the blade. You can see here on this one, the small one, get this to focus. The blade centering on these is extremely poor. If you can hear this. That's the blade rubbing on the side of the knife. So you can see the blade centering is bad on this one. It got slightly better when I tightened it, but then I couldn't even open the knife. Here we got this one is much better. It doesn't rub. This is the larger one, so I don't know if this is just a bad quality control issue or it's just a bad knife. Hard to say. But this one is much better. It's still not center. It's still biased to one side. But talking about the workmanship issues, I don't know if this is going to show up really well. But you can see a lot of burrs and a rough edge right there. If you run your finger along this edge, you can really feel it. That edge is not deburred at all. It's got all kinds of stuff sticking out. So not really impressive. So overall, definitely not worth $30. Barely worth $8. I could not recommend these knives. I would not recommend you go out and get these. And even though Humvee makes some other pretty decent knives, their emergency rescue knives that I've reviewed before are worth it when they're on sale. But these I cannot say they are. So this is a miss for Humvee. Anyway, if you like my videos, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.